getting hot here.
If no one wins it, it's over. So it's kind of fun.
How y'all doing tonight? How y'all doing tonight? There we go. How many first-time guests do we have tonight? I know you guys are like, what did we just walk into, right? The best opportunity in America. Welcome to our office. We appreciate you guys coming out tonight. Who we following back there? All right, follow Denzel, you guys. Everyone that's here for the first time tonight, follow Denzel. One guest down tonight. All right, Donald, we'll start with you.
My name's Donald. I have a guest out named Corbett. She's a manager at Ancient Envelope. Me and my aunt, Veronica, I call her Mama B. She don't let me call her Mama B. But we waited to sit down and get a one-on-one with her. She's really excited to do the business. She already started speaking to her friends and things like that. Get them to come out real soon, so she's back there.
Right, Donald.
Well, basically, I came in the store, asked them, so you can keep your options open to make extra income. And she said, yeah, definitely. So, I went into, she was talking about what we do, and, she was like, I'm interested.
All right.
I stayed in contact with her. I actually spoke to her before the convention. So, just stayed in contact with her, and we got out of it.
All right, Donald.
has one guest. Sanchez.
My name is Sonia. My friend Felicia came out and just asked her to come out and support me. So she came down.
Great job. All right, who else has one guest tonight? Farrah.
All right.
Vera.
Hi, my name is Sarah, and I brought my mom out tonight. I was finally able to convince her.
Great job, Farrah.
All right, Farrah.
He got suspended last week. I asked him if he wanted to make anything. He just came in with it.
Great job, man. Who else has one guest tonight? Two. Chaos.
How y'all doing? I'm Calvin McLean. I had about, last night, 12 o'clock, I had about but the two that I picked up in my car, the ones that I actually hit. I just told them simple. It's going to be amazing, and it's fired up again. People are making moves, and so it's time.
All right. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Joanne. I brought my younger brother and my cousin, and I promised them Chipotle, but obviously it closed, so these are the
Joanne, not the Chipotle in Sterling, right?
That's what I promised them, but it closed, so not anymore.
Anybody else?
Is it norovirus?
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Reagan. Briggity. So, one of my guys, I recruited Brian. He's in back in orientation. I recruited Daryl. Daryl's mom's a client, and he's a recruit. So I recruited Brian for Daryl. Daryl and Brian's back in orientation. And then I got Robert, who is a kid that I coached wrestling like 2 years ago. He's finally 18. So I was like, oh, license coming in. So yeah, I got you back there.
Great job.
Hi, Ms. Linda Wynn. I brought 4 today. My brother, his friend, my friends, Lady Man from Philadelphia. I was like, I don't know. So I got 4 today.
Oh, great job. Is this your first time here?
Yes.
First time
Yes,
back?
it's the first time.
Great job.
I did
You got 5?
Last week I came in as Kelvin's guest and I brought 5. I brought my husband, I brought my sister-in-law, brother-in-law, my niece, and my best friend.
Hey guys, my name's Kevin. As you guys all know, I've been trying to get my girlfriend out for the past 6 months.
Wow.
So she's finally out here, and she brought 4 other friends. She's with me, and then one of my buddies is out, so that's fine.
Yeah.
So how many you got, 7? 7. I'm sorry. My guest, Simon, T&I's new director, he has 6 people. He's back there. This is actually his first opportunity night. And I actually challenged him because I always hear Jackson Smith talk about multiplying, and I'm tired of this mission. And I wanted to multiply, so T&I went up there and found a young stud and basically told him what to do. And thanks to Josh for talking to him, I FaceTimed Josh and asked Josh just to talk to him about recruiting and why is it important to bring 5+ people back. And it's something about this young man. I met him and his dad at 7-Eleven. I actually prospected his father, and then his father said, my son might be interested. And Simon came and walked up. He's a VCU student, but he wants to run his own business. Very motivated, and he's eager to learn. And already he's coachable. Already, this is his first Thursday. I literally interviewed him, then did the orientation. This is his first Thursday, and the kid brought 6 people back, 21 years old. Yeah.
Hi, my name's Mary A. So I took to social media the other day, followed up this morning with, hey guys, I'm moving to Florida next Friday. So it was kind of like I could use any extra cash. We have this, competition at work. Does anybody want to help me out? I had my friend Erica hit me up. She goes, hey, can I bring 2 friends and my mom? I'm like, yes! And then I had my other friend Zainab that I actually hit up this morning. And she's like, well, I'm going to be hanging out with my friend Christina. And I was like, bring her. And then she goes, well, my mom's driving us on the way back. Can I bring my mom too? I'm like, yeah. So, now I got that.
So there's a 1 minor in there. That one doesn't count.
No, that's the 8. Okay. There was a 13-year-old that couldn't leave at home alone.
Thank you.
So that's the 8.
Great job, Miriam.
Yeah.
Kyrie is moving, she's going away to college, and she wants to earn some extra income before she leaves. And we've sat down with probably about 3 or 4 of her teachers, and they all rescheduled until after she's leaving. So I told Kyrie, I said, you know what, the pot is here. If you want to win some money, I opened up my big mouth. I said, if you want to win some money, right, that pot, the pot is here, right? That's my go-to now. I'm using this pot, and now this is the biggest that, it is the biggest pot.
Oh, picture.
Kyrie's mom, y'all. Who am I bringing up?
Me.
All right, so let's give a hand to soon-to-be SVP Samir Qureshi.
Who's sitting here? Linda and Lenny, come sit here, please.
All right. You're Don? So raise your hand if it's your first time back to the meeting today. You said Joanne, right? That's your name? Joanne, first time. Don. Here he is, Mom.
Jenna.
Is it your first time back? How many guests did you have? First time back, how many did you have? 4. You have 4 in the back? Man, you guys are, everything about Primerica is, it's all stories. That's all Primerica is a series of stories. Hiring people, you know, when you recruit them, you're telling your personal story. Then you talk about the story of when you went in the field. You talk about the story of Art Williams. You talk about the story of buying term and investing the difference. There's a story behind that with the founder of a company. You know, selling investments, when we go out and we talk about American funds, I like American funds. Above all else, they have a very good story that's easy to teach you guys. You know? And the most important story that you're going to have is the one that you're creating for yourself, which is what we call your personal story, right? Like Sophia, when she came in, she built up an unbelievable story that she's going to be able to tell forever. She's going to be able to say, hey, when I came in my first month, I did $10,000 in premium. And then I did that for many, many months. Before I went RVP, I made $23,000 before RVP. Before RVP, Linda, she made $100,000 before RVP without the big contract. That's a story. I can tell people, hey, when I came into business, I got 10 direct recruits my very first month. I can tell people that, you know, I was MVP in Shaquille's business, my upline's business, the hierarchy for many, many years in a row. There was a period of time where Fast Start Schools, it wasn't even just our hierarchy. I was MVP for a year and a half, and we had that school every other month. And I can tell that story. I can tell the story of never losing a trip. I can tell the story of being #1. She's been #1 on a trip. So when you come back, Dawn and Joanne and Linda, and you actually bring people your very first time, and if I'm forgetting anybody, I mean, that's part of your story, and you're going to be able to tell that story forever. And it's a lot stronger to be able to say, hey, this is what I did, you go out and do it, than saying, you know, this is what you should do. Now, if you have to resort to that, it still works, hey, this is what you should do to win, but you guys are developing an awesome story, and that's just, I mean, look, at Primerica, what we look for, we're looking for owners. We're looking for owners. We're not looking for salespeople. We're not looking for just meeting attenders. We're not just looking for people that will lead us to other people. We're not looking for just people to buy something. We're looking for owners, and owners have a different mentality. You think about someone who, you know, renters in all facets. What do people rent? What are the most common things that people rent? You rent cars, you rent homes. I know people that have real estate businesses. What do you think their fear is when they have properties that other people are living inside? What is their fear? That they're going to trash the place. Renters have that mindset. It's not mine. Sometimes they're abusive. Sometimes they take advantage. Sometimes they don't pay. Sometimes they damage things. Sometimes they cost you money. They're dismissive. They'll walk away. It's short term. Isn't that true? You think about a rental car, right? I rent a lot of cars when I mean, you do whatever you want in there. Things I would never do in my car, I'll do in a rental car. I used to have a friend, every time he got into the toll booth, you know, back then there was no Easy Pass. And you would have to sit there, some of you guys still do this for some reason, but
You know, you would sit there, you put the money in the toll, and then he would, if we were in a rental car, he would literally spin out until smoke started coming out. I was like, hey, it ain't my car. And he was just so abusive. That's a renter's mentality. It's not mine. It's temporary. Does that make sense? And I know I'm going to be sweating for this. Ownership is different. Owners say, it's mine. You know, I always like to use this example that if someone says, hey, here's this baby, right? Like you just had a baby. Didn't you just have a baby? Right? You changed diapers? Now, if someone came to me, right, or someone came to one of you guys and said, hey, change this diaper, you don't know the baby, you're like, ew, this smells, I don't want to change this diaper. But when it's your baby, it's a little different, right? You'll do all those things when it's your baby because it's ownership. That's your baby. This business is your baby. You got to take ownership. Owners look at things, they put an investment. Right, Linda, you're building your own company. I like working with owners because she knows on the front end you have to put something in. Owners understand it's not instant gratification. Renters say, give it to me now. At a job, you're a renter. You have a landlord. It's called your boss. They can let you go anytime. When it's your own business, you're your own boss. And you say, hey, I'm going to put this money down. It's going to cost money, right? She's opening up her own spot. The machines cost money. It's in the tens of thousands. She's not going to, right? Everything is dependent on her. When you're a renter, when you're an employee, you wait for the work. You show up, they say, here's the file, get it done by the end of the week. You wait for the work. As business owners, we create the work. We create work. We go out and we find the people. We find the clients. People say, oh, I would never do that. Yeah, because you're not a creator, you're not an owner, you're a renter. And that's why you're going to work for somebody else. Owners understand it takes time. Owners understand they have to build. Owners understand they have to get better. Owners understand that hours don't matter. It's irrelevant. You borrow $1 million, you buy a McDonald's. Your manager calls you. What happens? You don't show up? What do? Your ass is going to get there by 5 a.m. You don't have a choice because you're the owner. Because your life savings is invested in this. Because you borrowed money from people. Do you understand what it means to leverage? That means you put everything against the success of that business. I know people, they're leveraged to the point, if their business doesn't work out, they're losing home, they're losing retirement, they're losing life insurance. Do you know all my business owner clients that have SBA loans, they have, I forgot what the term is, I think it's called assignment or something like that. They have to assign a portion of their life insurance to the lender. If they die, their family doesn't even get it. Their kids are not going to college. They're not going to retire. They're not going to get that home. Everything depends on that business. That's an ownership mentality. Now, thank God you didn't have to invest $1 million. But you have to have that mindset. We're looking for people with an ownership mindset. In our business, when you build a brokerage, if you have an ownership mindset, you're looking for agents. How can your business have value if you are the only one? Who would buy that business? Who would buy that business? You're the only one that can cut hair. You're the only one that can represent them in a courtroom. You're the only one that can sell a house. That business it's not equitable. It doesn't have any value. Businesses become equitable when the owner can walk away and the sales are still coming in and the clients are still getting help and the money's still flowing in and the office staff is handling everything. This is a mentality. Why am I talking about this? Because the people that have people here, Dawn, the people that have people here, Kyrie, have an ownership mentality. Because they're saying, hey, I know this is someone else's office, but I got to build my own team within this business so one day I can have my own office. It's not someone else's meeting, it's my meeting. Are you taking ownership of your Primerica business? How do you treat your Primerica business? You know, we used to tell this funny joke all the time, and we used to say, this is one of my favorite things, and I used to love telling this story. Like, you know, you think about going to McDonald's. What type of preparation does it take to go to McDonald's? Nowadays, I don't even think people go to McDonald's. They say Chipotle. Right? You think about that, Tara. Do you schedule Chipotle 4 days from now? Like, oh man, Wednesday night 7 p.m. about to go to Chipotle. It doesn't work like that. That's like a drive-by. Oh, there's Chipotle. I haven't eaten all day. Right? For Sophia, it could be 11, 12 at night. She's going to eat it, right? You don't plan it. You don't call people. You don't tell people. You don't take pictures. You don't dress up. You just walk in. You could be wearing flip-flops. You could be in your pajamas. No one cares. It's Chipotle. It's not planned. It's not significant. But I tell you, hey, let's go to Capitol Grill. Friday night, 7 p.m. You might have a hair appointment. You might get a new outfit. You might tell some people. You might take pictures of your food and put it out there. $50 steak. $60 lobster. It's a different mindset. You dress up. You look nice. You smell good. You take special people. How are you treating your Primerica business? Is it Chipotle to you? Just walking in? You decide 5 minutes before, you wear whatever you want, whatever mentality? Or are you prepping for the meeting like it means something to you? That's ownership. That's ownership. How does popcorn work, right? The bag is very small. How does popcorn work? The bag is small, right? And then it heats up. Better examples when you go to the movie theater. What happens? They put it in that metal tin. As it starts to explode, it overflows. That's what's happening in our business. 35 guests back there. I don't want to exaggerate. People walked in late. There might be 40 people back there. That's awesome. It's like popcorn. It starts small, and it starts to spread out. And it turns into what? Offices. It turns into leadership teams. Ownership mentality. It's a different animal. When my owner friends are starting businesses, I don't go to her a week later, did you make money yet? Nobody says that. It's a mentality. I know it's going to take time. Owners are looking for talent. Owners are looking for people. Owners are looking for players. Owners are looking for producers. Owners understand they have to market. Owners understand if no one walks through the door, we don't make money. That's a mindset. You don't bring a renter's mindset into your own business. It's awesome, man. I love seeing the attendance growing and people. Why is it important? You're going to college, right? Maybe you're, I don't know, are you going out of state? Are you leaving?
University of South Florida.
Okay, that's awesome. You're going to go to college. That's tight.
My mom's here.
But why is that significant? That as a leader, Shay tells her, go out there and have as many guests as you can before you leave. Because it's like working out, right? Like I do CrossFit. Some of you guys, you go to the gym, and we call it maxing out. Ember, what does that mean? What does that mean when you max out? The most you can lift for one rep in any one exercise, right? And we do crazy stuff in CrossFit. Typically people, they max out with bench press, right? Now, every time you do bench, do you try to max out? No. Absolutely not. We're not saying you have to have that many people every time, or she's going to have that many people every time, but you do know that when you have a 1 rep max, you can always go back to that. Does that make sense? So she can go to college, she can come back, she goes, you know what, I know I've had 7 before, I can do it again. It's 7, right? I had 4 my first meeting. I know I can have more than that one day again. So that's what's important about stretching yourself, because when you stretch yourself, when you stretch your mind, when you stretch your production, when you stretch your recruiting, it never comes all the way back, right? It's permanently stretched. Maybe not to that, but it's still bigger than where you were before. You hit a new plateau. Awesome, man. Great job. Joanne, right? You know, I sat with your dad many, many years ago.
Yeah, he was telling me.
Yeah, that's awesome. Actually, Omar, you went to that appointment with Gabby Tuma?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's his daughter. Hey, that's what I love. I mean, I sat, how old were you? How old are you right now?
19.
19. So probably when I sat with her, how many years ago was that?
3, 4 years ago.
No, way more.
I'd say at least 4.
When was your IBA? How many years ago? 7. Okay. So it's probably 6 years ago. Because you were very new, and the guy that I was training that brought me over, right? 6 years ago, how old were you? 13?
Yeah.
Now in the business, right? Nothing wrong with it. I tried to compete. I didn't win. Other agent won, right? I have no shame in saying that. But now the daughter's in, and your dad owns a policy with our business. Freaking awesome, man. Recruiting mentality. You don't want to follow me? You don't want to trust me? You don't want to join me? I'll get someone else. I'll get you another way. You don't want to come in? You don't want to help your community? I'll find someone else, and they're going to get everybody that you know. Promise you. Might be 6 years from now. I'm still going to be here. Are you? Right. So, I want to see, man, who the brokers are, who the builders are, who's stretching themselves, who has an ownership mentality. So we're going to do our top turnout really quick. So Linda, what this means, and for the newer people here, it just means that, you know, my goal, if I want to have a large business, like there's a guy out there named Scott McDonald. He's local in the area, and he's the biggest guy for RE/MAX in this area. They say he's worth $30–40 million. He hasn't sold a house in a long time, but he has over 200 realtors under him. Most full-time. It's not like the Primerica model, right? Most full-time. Most full-time. He has millionaires under him. So if I want to be him, I don't want to be the realtor, I want to be Scott McDonald, I want to be the biggest guy in RE/MAX, but in Primerica, that means I got to have as many offices as that guy has. He probably has 50–60 offices in the area. So what we do is we say, hey, if you have this many people stand up, because these are the next up-and-coming brokers that are one day going to have their own office. That's why we celebrate that. I can't spend time with a person, you know, not to insult him, but like, I can't keep pouring time into people that have no intention of being a broker. Sometime, but I invest my life into people that are on their way to becoming brokers. Because that's where the money is. That's where the growth is. Those are people who help more people. They develop more people, and they're growing the most. All right? So if you're below district leader, stand up. You don't know what that means. That means all right, so if you have one other person, stay standing. Including yourself, 3. So Robert's still up. Including yourself, 4. Robert's still up. Including yourself, 5. Alright. So look, below district, all of you guys have 5 people here. Give these guys a round of applause. Okay, 6. 7. All right, what do you got? 11. Wow. know, on LinkedIn, it makes people know when you started, and then they congratulate you on your work anniversary. I mean, it's amazing the congrats I'm getting, and what makes me happiest is that a lot of these people, they didn't think that I would, I was just a kid, 22 years old. I was a bank teller. This lady from the bank, she's congratulating me. Nothing makes me feel better than her knowing that I'm still here, that I stuck to this thing. Yes. District, stand up. All right, including yourself, 3.
So Winnie.
4. Just 2. 5. 6. Any other districts other than them? What do you got? 9. Most people, I'm not going to coach them that tough, right? The way that I coach Josh and Britt. Okay? Now, Shondell, I don't need to. She's very self-sufficient. Okay? And she's an adult and very responsible. These guys are not. But I told him, I was like, I'm so tired of you underperforming on attendance. I swear, if you have less than 5, you will be sitting with your back against that wall.
Yes.
Right? So good for you, buddy, for responding. That's great. All right, divisions. All right, let's go with 5. You're up, right? You're up. You're up. You're up. All right, 6, 7, 8, 9. Josh is out. Richard out. 10, 11, 12. You got it. 13.
Yes. Not 13 with me.
13 with you. All right, give Calvin a round of applause. But 15. Have any regionals left? Who we got? I know we have Shondell. Any other regionals? Stand up. Regional. We just promoted a bunch. Jenny's who's going to be a regional? Soon. Richard? Josh? Cedro? All right, cool. Let's do this training. When you you read books about hunters, right? And when you're like let's say that you're a deer hunter, you're gonna know your prey. I'm not saying I advocate this, I just read it books, right? So you're gonna know your prey, you're gonna know how they react, you're gonna I guess be able to tell if they're gonna run, if they're scared, you're gonna know if you can catch them off guard. You have to know your prey, you have to know the animal you're dealing with very well. Maybe you're a duck hunter. So you got to know. So here's the thing. As you progress in the business, you start to figure out what people are like. I'm not really surprised by much anymore. Most people are very comfortable. They're not willing to try anything new. They're not going through enough pain to make a change. They're small thinkers. Now, does this mean that they're bad parents? No. Does this mean that they're bad people? Absolutely not. Right? Does it mean that they're not religious? No. But the other statements may be true. So when you're a new recruiter, sometimes you get caught off guard because you're very excited and then you wonder, hey, how come such and such said this, or this is happening, that's happening. Let's go through some, the 10 points of human nature when we recruit people. They're quick to jump to conclusions. Are you trying to sell me something? Are you trying to get me to buy? Are you trying to get me to switch? People are going to jump to conclusions. You have to be ready for that. That's just human nature. Oh, is it one of those things? I think I've seen something like that before. Oh, I already know what you guys do. Jumping to conclusions. What I love about Shaq's opportunity meeting, I know I can put anybody in there no matter what they were thinking before. If they're a reasonable person, which we have a lot of unreasonable people like going down. But if they're a reasonable person, they come out, they say, hey, that was different than what I thought. Their conclusion has changed if they're willing to come and listen. And I know that the same thing happens on Saturday as well. Don't be shocked by that. You got to know what you're dealing with. They're going to jump to conclusions. They're going to compare us to things. They're skeptical. Especially in this area, people are very skeptical because most are looking for normal. People want to go to college no matter how much it costs. That doesn't mean they're going to pay you that. So if it's not normal, people get skeptical. People are very narrow-minded. And they're going to question the things that we do, and our method, and our process. Here's the thing. I used to, when I was young, I would get very defensive when people got skeptical. Now, as I've learned the animal I'm dealing with, I realize that that's going to come. And you know what? If someone is sharp, there should be a healthy level of skepticism. When I look at opportunities right now, I just throw it out there right away with people. I say, well, honestly, the first thing that comes to mind is such and such and such and such and such and such, and I put it right out there. I want to put my skepticism out there. Skepticism, guys, we're not doing anything wrong. We have nothing to hide. There's nothing wrong with skepticism. You have to approach skepticism with professionalism. That's what I love about the way I've been trained. I don't have these corny things, responses that I've read from books. I tell them what it really is, how we're a real business and we care about people and we help people. And we're just a normal company and a normal business. So you have to understand that skepticism, right, needs to be dealt with facts and professionalism. Now, when that doesn't work, it's not really that the person is skeptical, they're just what? Scared. And that's one of the later points. Think about it. People grow up, I'm trying to prepare you for the recruiters, right? Dawn has 4 or 5 people, and then the next time she wants to have 4 or 5 people again. As she goes deeper and deeper into her market, she's going to hear things. People are going to say things. You have to be prepared for that. You have to have a professional response for the things that people say when they come at you with skepticism. And we know the obvious stuff, the stupid stuff, you know? I mean, we're a publicly traded company, so questioning the legitimacy just really isn't that intelligent. But people have other skepticism. Are you guys, because of your structure, your product's a little bit more expensive? No. Because you have part-timers, do you feel like your agency people are less competent than maybe other financial brokerages? No. When you only market term insurance, do you feel like there's some people that you can't cater? No, the answer, this is healthy skepticism. But we have an answer for everything. Now, when you're brand new, who should that skepticism be directed towards, Don? Absolutely. Hey, these are great questions, but I'm new too. That's why I wanted to introduce you to Shaq. What can you need? He'll answer everything. People barrage you with questions, right, when you want to recruit them. Again, that's why I wanted you to come, so I can answer all of those questions. Hey, come check it out. What about this? What about... Well, that's why I wanted you to come, so you could actually get the answer. Sometimes what happens is when people are skeptical, right, or you get hit with some skepticism, you start to feel like you're doing something wrong. We're not doing anything wrong. They just have no frame of reference for anything outside of school and job and working for somebody else. You know what frame of reference is? Right, like these guys, they hired some kids. Their parents are realtors. They understand, my parents find clients, my parents prospect, my parents make calls, my parents drive people around, my parents get paid on commission. They have a healthy frame of reference for the similarities between real estate and what we do. But you bring a guy like me in whose dad worked for the government 9 to 5 every single day. I didn't even understand what he did. I have no frame of reference. I come in here, I go, what's going on here? Because I have no frame of reference. That's where the skepticism comes from. It's not that we're doing anything. They have a very narrow frame of reference. You guys with me? People procrastinate. Naturally, people are going to procrastinate. Oh, I'll take the test. You know, if we leave it up to them and we don't schedule it, or we don't have these crash courses, or we don't call them every day. You know, I got 2 new recruits. You guys will meet them soon. Freaking, they're animals. You're gonna meet them. And if I hadn't told them that they had to schedule it, people don't know. I say, no, you have to pass within 10 days. What if I don't send that? What if I don't create that deadline? One of the ladies I just hired, her name is Sheila, you guys will meet her. She has 2 jobs. She makes $150 grand a year. She has 2 jobs. She has tons of money saved with me. I've been her advisor for 10 years. She has 2 kids. She has multiple organizations that she's a part of. She legitimately is very busy, just like, but we have to set deadlines for people. Now, are those deadlines really that concrete? No. If we need to move the test, we move the test, right? We do things like that, but part of what we're doing is we're creating urgency knowing that people procrastinate. You know, in school, are most kids like, let me start studying early for exams? Is that what people do? What do most people do? They cram. That's where that word came. Most people cram. So we are going to hire mostly procrastinators. So we put things in place to create what? A sense of urgency. People want to take their time, they want to make excuses. A lot of the people that we hire already have jobs, they have an income. Maybe this isn't, they're excited in the beginning, but it's not a super high priority. They haven't seen the power of what we do, so they don't see a reason to really start to sacrifice. And they're going to procrastinate. That's a normal thing. But you have to have things in place. You know, like with them, I have them both, because they know each other, they're friends, I have them both on a little text thread. And I texted them 3 days in a row, and one of them goes, oh my God, you're in a joking way, like you're stalking me, right? But what I'm doing, and I said, ha ha, no, I'm staying on you so you can freaking pass your test and start making some money. Unless you want to keep giving me all your sales. And she's like, no, I know. And we have that relationship. But that's the follow-up, man. It's to prevent procrastination. They're going to procrastinate themselves into a story of how it didn't work out, it's taking too long, right? They didn't make any money. When that's all their fault. We have to get people through that. That's why we talk about what? The opposite of procrastination is getting off to a fast start. Getting a bunch of sales and passing your tests and having teammates and having people in training and coming to the office and getting independent and making money. But most people are going to do what? Procrastinate. So you come in and you say, well, I don't want to, I don't want to be a boss. We're not bosses, but we have to encourage people and we have to remind people, we have to follow up with people. Right? Since the day we met, how many conversations have we had? Me and you, almost on a daily basis, right? Now, I don't do that with everyone. Somebody sharp, someone that I want to get going. I mean, yeah, I'm going to pursue them. Think about that. You are in pursuit of this person. Is that what happens? Guy wants a girl wants a guy. It's just like, hey, would you? And then that's it? No, they pursue. People dream of great wealth. They act like they don't, but they do. Everybody, why do you think these shows, when I was younger, they used to have this show, and he was even older than me, but it was Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. Right? That was the old show. And then MTV came out with one called Cribs, and it's like, yo, everybody's watching that. We want to see the life of these people. Now you don't have to do any of that. You have it on your Instagram and you follow people. Think about that. You're literally following people throughout their life. Why? So you can, I don't do it, but I see what other people are doing. It's like, oh, look at this closet. People come to Primerica and they say, oh, you're trying to motivate us. You're showing us the pictures of, we don't do this here, but we go to sometimes bigger meetings. They should do that. They should show that they have a boat. They should show that they have 10 nice cars. They should show that they have a mansion. They should show that they take their to Italy. They should. People dream about it. You got to talk about it. You know what I used to do, Josh? I used to, at the end of my interview, I used to go to Primerica, last month cash flow for the entire company. This is what I used to do in every interview. And I would say, hey, the 700th person in our company last month made $25,000. Because it goes down really far when you do last month for the whole company. And I say, man, I'm not saying be number 1, I'm not saying be number 5, I'm not saying be number 10, but man, could you be number 700 in something? I mean, I look at how hard people work. People work for their money. I look at Sheila. making $150,000. She's working 60, 70 hours a week. By the way, that's $12,000 a month, taxable. Like they take the tax out right away. My $25,000, right? I pay taxes later on. I take a lot out for business expense. My net effective tax rate is less than hers probably. And you know how many transactions I did last month? 3. It's a different way to make money. It's a different amount of money. Don't shy away from what Primerica does, putting that stuff in front of people. See, maybe they have that button. You got to push it, man. You want to make big money? You know, Sheila says, "But Samir, I'm just letting you know I'm doing this and I'm excited. I know I can do well, but I do love my job." And I said, "Hey, I'm not trying to pull you away from your profession. I'm not. But I mean, if you can make twice as much and work less, she's worth that. She has that network. She has that skill. She has the people skills. I know she's worth more than 150. Imagine if you can make more, right? And I know she's into it because all she has is those shoes that the women want and those purses that the women want. Her collection is staggering. Shoes. So I know this is what she dreams of. It's crazy. They're curious. What'd you say to get your guests out here?
Well, for my brother, he was very on those right there, especially the very first one, chemical conclusions, capsule, and...
What did you simply say?
I was just like, just come with me, and they were at dinner for the He's like, okay, I'm not going to do anything, I'm going to go into this, okay, fine, I'm going to do it for you. And that's why I told him, I said, look, I don't know if this is right or wrong, I said, look, you have to promise when they're going to come, you have to promise to have an open mind. Then you come, if you don't, then don't come, because I don't want to come in there and sit there and close-minded and before you do anything, just have an open mind comment back.
So here's my point, which is that's great. Did she go into a description of Primerica.com, all the different products, how our commission is paid, the different promotion levels? You know, that's not what brings them out. She's very excited. She's already starting her own business. Now she found something else. She seems excited. Wow, what is this thing you're so excited about? I mean, I'm not going to join, but I guess I'll come see for you. That's what it is. It's curiosity. And you know, that's what gets people out. And you know what kills it? Information. Not only does information kill their curiosity, but usually when you guys give information, it's really not that great. Exactly. What information are you supposed to give after only having a couple interactions with our company? That information is actually insufficient, and if that person makes a judgment on insufficient information, it's actually hurting the person. So we look for curious people. We just put feelers out there. We have these methods of getting people to come out of curiosity. Baj had an interview today that me and him did together. This guy went to Herndon Business School. He has other degrees too. I don't know what. I mean, the dude is, he was sharp. Nice guy. Loved our business model, loved the products, knew probably more about finance than I did. He had no idea what we did. He said, hey, Baj sounded nice on the phone. I just want to see what is it that you guys are doing. So I just came by. And we sat there for an hour and we talked. Curious. Right? He was very down to earth. He just said, I'm not doing anything special. He goes, for all the degrees I have nothing to show for it. He goes, yeah. But I got to do what you guys do. I got to find a big idea, or I got to just start a business or something. Because right now, I'm a consultant, regular consultant. Most people, they don't think they can sell. If you're looking for salespeople, you're in trouble because I was not a salesperson. Shaq was not a professional salesperson. He could sell you on things, right? But he wasn't a salesperson. If you describe it as a sales opportunity, you make them think we're looking for salespeople. Matter of fact, salespeople, most of them that come into our company have prior backgrounds. You know, they usually don't make it here. They're used to working for unethical companies. I'm not saying that about everybody, but salespeople are sometimes shortcutters. They have canned responses and things like that. I'm just looking for normal, good people, and I want to teach them sales in a good, professional, non-aggressive way. So I don't mind that they don't think that they can sell. But why? What is it that's, let's talk about this. What is it that's stopping you from being a salesperson? What does it take? A little bit of persistence, a little bit of knowledge, lots of belief. You know, all sales is a transfer of belief. If you believe, you're already, that's it. You have everything that you need. You know, some of you guys heard me on speakerphone. I called a very unfortunate situation, death claim. So I had it on speakerphone, and a couple people walked in and they were listening. But I don't know if you heard the beginning of the story. I mean, you know, the lady at the age, she's now, you know, in her upper 40s. Her husband was a few years older than her. He died at 53, but at 51, he had a brain hemorrhage. And so for 2 years, he's basically, he can't work, he can barely talk, he can barely function. They said, he was alive and we just had him in the house and we would take care of him. We didn't want to send him to a home. And for 2 years, he survived. Then finally, we're hoping he would last long enough to see our daughter's wedding, but he didn't make it. And she goes, thank you for calling, and I would love if you came over here and brought the check and you could help me. And, you know, she's being so nice considering the situation. You know, you think about that, and some freaking idiot that we're going to see tomorrow night is going to say, oh, I'm fine. Nothing's going to happen to me. My job would never... If you're sitting in a wheelchair for 2 years, tell me what job is going to keep you on payroll. That's that belief. It's not, you tell the stories. You have a look in your eye. You have a tone. You have an intensity. You have feelings. You're genuine. You don't need to read out of the book and give people prepared responses. So yeah. I know they're going to tell you they don't think they can sell. I already knew that. They don't like insurance salespeople. Okay, I don't really need to get much into this because we don't like insurance salespeople. Right? We don't like what they do. We don't like that they lead usually with a cash value product. They don't know how to assess a need. They don't follow up. They overcharge, they underinsure. They don't educate. Most people would like to be their own boss. Maybe you have a boss you can tolerate, but that would not be better than being your own boss. Now, when we say most, does that mean everybody? No, right? But most people would talk about being your own boss. Paint a picture of being your own boss. Talk about the advantages of being your own boss. No, Joanne doesn't totally understand that concept. I'm not surprised. She's 19. She hasn't, you know, that's what Bruce said. He goes, look, all 3 of my daughters, I never once said, that's my mentor, right? I never once said, hey, come into the family business. He's a multi-millionaire. Right? He never said, you have to do this. He said, go to college, do whatever you want. But the one daughter who now wants to do Primerica, what happened? She had a bad boss. That's when she said, Dad, what do you do? How does it work? Why is this happening at my job? Now he recruited her. So maybe Joanne hasn't had that experience yet. She needs to have a bad boss before she realizes she wants to be her own boss. My mom, right? My mom is turning 60 next month. She's been working at this from bank to bank to bank to bank. Finally couldn't take anymore. I made her quit her job. I bought her a travel agency franchise from American Express. You know, she went in. That's why I was in Miami last week, because that's where the training is. She said, I said, how was it? She goes, Samir, it was crazy. There was 500 people in there, all franchisees, all people that had bought their own business, right? Cost $15,000. And she said, everyone sounded like me. It was so weird. I go, what do you mean, Mom? And she goes, I don't know. They all said that they couldn't stand their boss anymore. It was making them sick. They couldn't stand going to work. They couldn't stand working for someone. They wanted to take a chance. She goes, it's really weird. A lot of husband and wives are doing it together. Frame of reference. This is what happens in the business world. It's weird to you because you haven't seen it before, but it's happening everywhere. And all I was thinking was, wow, what if we had gotten to those 500 people first? What do you think? They had dreams of being a travel agent? You know, now there's a test now. This is what they do in business. Someone says, hey, I have some money. I want to get into business. And they give you, the franchise association gives you an assessment. And they say, this is the type of business you should be in. A sign company. The most random stuff. So maybe it's a timing thing. Maybe they haven't had a bad boss, but I'll follow up with Joanne after her first job, her second job, her third job. Finally, she had a bad boss. She's recruited. They would like to have their own business. Most would like to have their own business. Yeah, they think it's risky. Yeah, they think it costs a lot of money, but they still want it. Most people do want to have their own business. That's why we're in Primerica and not some other investment firm, because here we don't work for Primerica, we run our own business through Primerica. That's the difference. I could have done this type of work somewhere else, but I wouldn't have been able to have my own business through it. And the freedom to hire as many and whoever I wanted to hire. Most people doubt they're ever going to have a business. So they give up. They hear stories of people leveraging themselves and everything they have, losing everything. They say, oh man, I need a really good idea. All those people on Shark Tank, why didn't I think of that? I don't have any good ideas. Right now I have kids. Right now I have a home to take care of. Right now I'm a single mom. I'm new to the country. English is a second language. I don't know. I want to have a business. I don't know if I ever could until they meet us. And we say, hey, you can leverage our time. And you don't have to have a big capital investment up front. And we will provide you the training. You don't have to have experience. And you can struggle as long as you want. And when you make the decision to turn it up, you can turn it up. Sorry, we're done.